Hola, hola. I think that's hi. Hi, hi. Hi, 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 hi. All right. Too many screencasts for one night. Again, for those of you who don't go to my website, which is probably the most glorious website on the York page, uh, I would highly recommend you do that because all of my notes, or some of my notes, especially in this unit, have links to them. And those links are very valuable. For example, the link at the top of this set of notes on Electoral College will give you a small video. What is going on? What is that? Oh,
Most people have heard of the Electoral College during presidential election years. But what exactly is the Electoral College? Simply said, it is a group of people appointed by each state who formally elect the president and vice president of the.
I'm not going to play this all because I think the audio on screencast doesn't end up very good. But if you want a video, this is a quick 5 minute video. Click on the link, and that'll help you understand. Again, the Electoral College is an indirect selection of the president, meaning we don't directly select the president with our vote. We are instead selecting electors, and that is again much like the delegate system with selecting a nominee. Those electors are divided up across the country based upon population. So the bigger the state, the more electors you give. So why did the framers have this system? We can only speculate. And the speculation would be this. Originally, they were concerned that the common folk might select with a popular total vote in unqualified candidate. I don't know if that is the reason, but this is definitely a safeguard against the people possibly making a bad selection. It really practically has not had to do that. Um, Maybe they do it with Trump. Who knows? But the number of electors are determined by the number of members of the House of Representatives, 435, plus the number of members of the Senate, 100, plus three for the District of Columbia. District of Columbia does not have a member in the House. Well, I take that back. They have a member of the House who doesn't get the vote. They get to participate. They don't get the vote. We'll get into that later in the next unit. And then, so they get three. So, in theory, if DC had a senator, that's two, plus their one representative, that's three. So the total number is 538. And you could get a tie, 269 to 269. It is possible. It was close in 2000 election. So this is a map from 2012. This is prior to the election, which is kind of good. I'm glad it doesn't show the final results. And it's predicting every state. So the dark red states are solid Republican. The light red states or pinkish states are leaning or most likely going to be Republican. And Arizona tends to be kind of a toss up. So it's really, really, really light. But at that time was leaning towards Mitt Romney. The dark blue states are solid Obama states. The light blue states are leaning and most likely, and even the semi light blue is leaning. The key states and the kind of the effect of this system is that it only has certain states that are competitive. And when we get to past the convention, the candidates are going to spend the vast majority of their time in the gray states. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You got 10 to 12 states that are competitive. And those states essentially are going to determine the election. So in this hypothetical, and they use polling to determine this hypothetical here in regards to how people are going to vote. You got 201 solid Obama, 191 for Romney, and then you have 146 electors that are kind of in the toss-up states. So again, the downfall of this system is the candidates are going to be spending a vast majority of their time in those states, very competitive states. The Electoral College system is winner take all. So if you win Illinois, if Barack Obama won Illinois by one vote or 1 million votes, it doesn't matter. He gets all of the electors. So there's 20 in Illinois because we have 18 members of the House and two senators. He gets 20 electors. So he has a slate of 20 people diehard Democrats who are going to support him if he wins that state. Mitt Romney has 20 people in the state of Illinois, diehard Republicans, that will support him if he wins that state. They're not going to matter because Obama won Illinois, so only his electors will get to officially elect him in the state of Illinois when they, in January, have everyone in the country who is an elector officially cast their ballot. So in Texas, Mitt Romney had 38 diehard Romney people that were lined up as electors, his slate of electors. Barack Obama had 38 electors in the state of Texas lined up to support him if he won Texas. Romney wins Texas, his electors are the only ones that will count in January, his 38 electors. So that's how the system works. Winner take all. You win the most votes in the state, you get all of the electoral votes. If we look at past years, just for fun, in 2008, which we'll see the final results, you see that it appears like Barack Obama killed John McCain. Not necessarily the case. Mr. Dowdy, what is the blue dot in Nebraska? Ask me Monday. But as you can see, if a Democrat can win Florida, all these toss-up states seem to have gone Barack Obama's way in 2008. It makes it appear like he trounced John McCain. He may have only won 54 to 46%, but the percentage of electoral votes is much higher. 2004, we have the chosen one, George W. Bush, wins against John Kerry by a, I guess, comfortable margin. You see those states, those few states in the South that were blue for Obama are red for the chosen one, George W. Bush, and he wins the election. It appears like it's overwhelmingly red, but most of these red states, especially in the Plains and the Rocky Mountain region, have smaller number of delegates. 2000, very close election. 4 electoral vote victory for George W. Bush. And Florida is really the state that pushed Bush over the top. He only won by about 300 votes in Florida, but he wins all of the electoral votes and he wins the election. Al Gore loses his home state of Tennessee, which is pretty pathetic. If he would have won Tennessee, his home state, he would have won the election. Let's go to Ronald Reagan, our Republican dominator. Dukakis, unbelievable. Almost entirely red. And so even though Dukakis probably had 43, 44% of the vote in the Electoral College, he's trounced. Let's take a look at 1984. What's going on in 1984? Unbelievable. Mondale's a loser. He won his own state and he won D.C. That's it. Unbelievable. So a complete whitewash. Nixon. Oh, my bad. Nixon was, he had to resign. Totally different. And again, this is prior to the South becoming a Republican stronghold. So we're going to get away from that because it's going to confuse you. 1996, Hillary's husband kills Bob Dole. I mean, he didn't really kill him, but he made him look really stupid. And you see again, Clinton, who is from the South, manages to have a really strong showing in the South, and that makes it look like he dominated, which he did. So the Electoral College system. Again, candidates with the most votes in a state win all of the electoral votes. You need 270 or more. If there should be a tie, which I think has happened once, maybe twice, it goes to the House of Representatives. Every state gets one vote based on the number of House members. So if there's, we have 18 in Illinois, if there's 10 Democrats and 8 Republicans, the Democrats would vote Democratic. And so in theory, we'll say Clinton, she would win the state because the 10 Democratic members of the House would vote for her. The 8 would vote for Trump. She would win the state. So it would go to the House. It's important to know that. Peace.